everyone, so we are back and we're going to go ahead and start doing some of the containers and bring some color to the front of the house. Some much needed color, some much missed color. I did something awful. I did not plant in fall my pansies and violas. So that is one big thing that I do not like to do, is not see any color through the whole time, especially winter. Around here, our zone 7B, we still get to enjoy sometimes some of those pansies and violas. Actually, this winter, we had a very nice winter. It didn't snow, so I think I would have enjoyed them very much. So I really, really regret it. And reason being that I didn't go ahead and plant was because with the whole moving thing, I thought we were just not going to have enough time to do that. But now I'm missing it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, because we have a few things that we're going to tackle while we're up here. But first off, I'm going to show you what we are going to plant. So besides the pansies and the violas, I am going to go ahead and plant some cool weather plants, which mean these guys, they're annuals here, and they will still take the cool temperatures. We're still having really cool temperatures in the evening, still at nighttime. So plants like, I can't say the name, I hope I say it right, Nemesia, which is Sensatia Lemon Nemesia. Look how beautiful that is. Just beautiful. Then we're going to go ahead and plant Alyssum, Snow Princess. That is just so pretty. This one can also take some good cold nights. So we're gonna go ahead and add these to the bottom containers down here with some of the evergreens. This one right here with the tater tot arborvitae, which I love so much. He went ahead and started pushing out all his green already. He had a really pretty golden color in winter time, and now he got a little bigger. We planted him what was it, 2 falls ago. So I can't believe time has been goes by that fast. Okay, so another thing we are going to do is plant the urns up there that you see. With those are cypress. Blue Point false cypress. How gorgeous are those? I got those 2 guys up there because of their color blue against the red house. I just love blue evergreen with red. So we're gonna go ahead and plant the urns right there with some pansies and violas. And then we are talking about, blue. We have junipers that are in here. I think they're called Blue Star. It's a blue type of carpet ground cover juniper. And we're going to actually transplant it, go ahead and take it out and plant it in the front bed. The lonely front bed that doesn't have the hydrangeas anymore. It's okay, we've been doing great. We're actually excited to get going and start planting everything. I'm going to start with the juniper, the little ground cover juniper. I'm gonna pop them out of here. I love having evergreens all through winter in containers. I just think it looks so pretty. Plus it went back with the ones I have up there, the fall cypress. So I should have grabbed the other tool I have, which is called a transplanter. Let's see, this guy rooted really good in there. I just need to be careful with the roots. And this time we're still early spring, it's still cool around here. So this is a great time to start moving around evergreens or start adding evergreens to your garden. The cool temperatures won't shock them at all. So look at that. I think he would be happier in the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and start checking out what things need to get taken out that are not alive. I see 2 that didn't make it, which are Black Eye Susans. I gave them some time and they didn't. I think it's called, what was it, when we first planted them in fall, they just pushed themselves out. I think is the right word is heaving.
Yep.
They heaved. So I'm taking these out. I was actually going to pass them along. There's one over there that I will pull out soon. Black Eye Susan.
That one did good.
Yeah. And I will be and that's my fault because we didn't go ahead and mulch. So I guess the cold temperatures. So it's okay. Either way, I was just going to pass them along.
Oh, runaway.
A runaway dead plant. So we were both talking about where we would plant these. I wish we had done junipers way before when we literally moved in. So these junipers right here, which are ground covers, actually do really well in slope areas and hillsides. They are also great to stabilize and prevent erosion. So yeah, we should have thought of adding these when we first moved here, but we weren't thinking evergreen, were we? When we got here, we wanted to plant just a bunch of color, which this right here will add a lot of color. So I think we should put them on here for, you know, for the next people that are going to live here. On another video, we'll plant what's gonna go on top where the hydrangeas were at. Hey! Junipers are planted, but before we move on to taking care of the pots, we're gonna go ahead and let you know a little bit about planting them in the soil. I love how they're in there. You?
Yeah.
Do you wish we had them in there? They would have been a little bigger than, you know, than right now. But anyways, one thing about junipers is that they need really well-drained soil. They are not picky with soil either. We have clay soil here, but of course, it's a slope. So there is no way that they're going to, you know, have to take in too much water, and no way they're going to be, you know, we're going to lose them because of root rot or anything like that. There is mulch in there from everything else that fell in, and we did add some biotone so that way, you know, the roots can be strong and they have a good start. So there you go. Very simple and easy evergreen to go ahead and plant and start growing for ground cover. So next we're gonna go ahead and move on to the containers and do a little cleanup with those. We have a few heucheras in there. Some are not looking that great. I actually think I lost one. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and start checking out what's going on with the heucheras. These heucheras, I actually had them, these are the black pearl heucheras from Proven Winners. Beautiful, beautiful color. Before I start, you know, talking to you about how they got here in this container. These can actually go in full sun and in shade. That's why I love them so much. And then when they start to bloom, they have the most beautiful white with pink little flowers. I just love them so much. So I went ahead and I had them on the side of the garden planted with some roses. I think it was Harlequin rose. And we had them right underneath it. But how we're moving, I decided in fall time to go ahead and add them to these containers along with the tater tot arborvitae. So we're gonna go ahead and check and see what's going on. This one right here is still little. It had died back in winter, but it made it and it's coming back. This one never really, it seems like nothing ever hurt it. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it a bit. Let's check this one before I do that. This one looks a little bit beat up. It's probably from the wind, the cold winds in winter. And then this one right here, guys. Hurts, but I know it didn't make it. Look at that. For some reason, this one didn't make it. I'm going to say it didn't have, even though we didn't get, you know, a super bad winter, it still gets cold here. We do get freezing temperatures, and in winter, they stay, you know, for a good while. So yeah, it didn't make it. It's dead. And the reason I'm telling y'all that is because this side really doesn't get too much sun on that side. And I have a feeling no sun hit it at all around winter. And the poor thing just, it died. I usually don't start cleaning any of the plants if we still have freezing temperatures coming our way. But I think we're good already. We've had a few days of freezing temperatures, and these two heucheras seem to be doing fine. Now, the reason I wait till the freezing temperatures pass is because as the plant starts to push out new growth, it's very tender new growth, and freezing temperatures immediately will end up destroying it and burning it off with the cold temperature. So that's why I leave them alone. But I think we're doing fine now. We are getting some cold nights, but they're not as bad as we've had them in the past years. 2 hours later. Because as many pictures as I take for inspiration, I always seem to forget which colors I'm going with when it's time to plant.
So we took a bunch of photos of what we wanted, where we got inspiration from. And then she's asking me, how does it go? I don't know because it's on her phone.
So yeah, I was supposed to be the one to take care of that, and I failed.
Yeah.
But, all right, we got it, guys. We got it. So I think I'll go ahead and pop up a picture of where I got the inspiration. I'm always looking around everywhere, you know, if it's not on social media, it's going ahead and in the garden centers. And we took a little trip to one of the local ones, and I fell in love with this combo.
Yeah, so that's one of the greatest things about going different places where there's flowers planted, or either early in the season or later in the season, and inspiration for next year as well. But, you know, we went to the garden center, we saw what they had in the front. Angie took some photos and kind of inspired us to do a combination in our containers that they had in a bed. So
I didn't want to do the same thing. I don't like doing this. Maybe once in a while. It's rare. I would like to do the same colors year after year, but this time I wanted to change. I want to change it, but I know that I always have to go with something that goes back to the house because it's red. And we went ahead and went with this one called Majestic Giants.
Two fire
Pansies. Both are Pansies. And then Delta Premium Pure Light Blue.
Yeah.
How pretty is that? And I know Amber loves blue, so I was like, we need to go ahead and put in some blue.
I think it's going to be some awesome color up here, along with the alyssum and the nemesia.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess you're going to get the camera in a little bit to show them. So, I already put in there. We were playing around before, you know.
Yeah.
We came back on the camera, playing around how we wanted the nemesia and what's the other one called?
The alyssum.
The alyssum. So, here we go. We're going to go ahead and put it in there. But first off, I think I should go ahead and let them know about the soil. What we're going to do to the pot, because I do have to refill in there with our, where is our soil, our potting soil. And then I am going to go ahead and start them off with biotone fertilizer.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and refill this container, like Angie said, because it's lacking a little bit of soil. And one thing I did want to talk about was the fertilization for these containers, because we do have an arbor in here. We're not going to fertilize. We're only going to use the biotone with these plants that are going to go in here, and that should be enough for this evergreen here. Now, normally up here, we'll normally just replace the whole container, so we're filling it completely with brand new soil in other containers. Or if we're going to replant the same container, we'll take about a third of that soil out and put some new soil along with those plants. But because we have these evergreens here, these are going to stay here for the season because we are moving. We're just not going to change the whole thing completely up. All we're going to do is just add some soil and some biotone for these pansies and the plants that we have here, and that should be enough for just the season until we move out of here and we completely empty these out.
Okay, so I'm adding the biotone. And I'm just going to go ahead and just go around it and just kind of just mix it in. And this is just like the start, you know, it's a starter fertilizer. And then, you know, with the rest of the weeks, during the week, I'll just go ahead and give them fertilize these plants with a liquid fertilizer. Feed them like once a week. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the nemesia, and this one is called Sensation Lemon. So much happy right there. It's a beautiful, beautiful yellow. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right next to the heuchera, because the heuchera is dark, so that way it pops. And this nemesia, it's just going to grow mounded. It has a mounted habit. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and put the alyssum. And we'll see where in between I start adding pansies, violas, because it just seems that I keep changing my mind as I'm planting on the colors I want in there. I'm going to go ahead and put this one here, and that'll just start to trail, fill, trail, and mix in with everything else as it grows. That listen. because it's super, super humid right now. I keep on telling Ambrose, I am feeling so uncomfortable right now. We actually have temperatures of 82, which has been, I think it's been the hottest day.
Yep, so far.
Right? So, yeah.
Which is weird because it went from 30 something the other day, 38 to...
Yeah. And then we'll be back to like in the 40s in the evening. So, yeah, I think 50s during the day again. I don't know. It's all over the place. Well, right now, I went ahead and finished the bottom ones. And now I'm going to go ahead and clean off these containers up here, the urns. So what I have right here that I cover them up in the winter is moss. So this is sheet moss. And then I have my pine cones just to add some color, and it works as mulch for it too. I leave it a little later in the season because the birds actually love to use the moss. But we're done. It got hot already. As you can tell, it's all crunchy. The moss is not looking that great anymore because we are getting sun up here now. Okay, so I'm gonna rough up this a little bit more. And these, I am not going to go ahead and put any new soil potting mix in there. Reason being is because during winter, they kept the wind, the beginning of spring, late winter, early spring, the wind was blowing them down. So I had to go ahead and it would knock this one over, and then this one would tumble down as well. And I ended up having to refill them with fresh soil. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add the biotone, just like I did with the other containers. If you're able to go ahead and have some evergreens up front in containers, if you have a garden like us that is temporary, I think it's really important because you have something for all year long. It's so easy to go ahead and mix and play with, with other, plant up other plants in there, annuals. And I always love to say how, remind everybody it's a temporary garden here that we have. So I don't have time to wait for evergreens to get big. So even though they cost a little bit more, I like to go ahead and buy them a good size. Yes, they end up costing a little bit more, but it's so worth it because you'll always have something, whether it has something underneath or not. It'll always look pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and start putting in the color. These violas are beautiful. Ambrose went ahead and chose these right here. This is Color Max Icy Blue Viola. Oh my God. They smell so beautiful. This is my favorite flower, guys, violas. And of course, the pansy smells too. And we're gonna use the same ones, Majestic Giants 2 Fire. So let's go ahead and start popping them in there. We're losing light, so I hope we get to finish it.
Yep.
It's becoming a long video, huh? No?
Possibly.
Yes, no?
I don't think so.
As y'all can see, I'll try to keep talking. There's the tulips are starting to do their thing. Those are the ones of the last video that I showed you.
Yeah, these are mid-spring tulips, so...
Was it the last video? One of the videos, I don't know.
One of those.
One of those. Came out with my little girl wearing her lamb's ears. She loves those lamb's ears. And I just want to use all of them up. Every year when I buy pansies and violas, I have so many left over and I feel so bad. I try to pass them on. And then even like that, I end up staying with some, and it's so sad. I don't want to do that this year. So let me see. I have 3 for here, and then we'll do a bunch of viola. I'll plop those there. This color is so pretty. I saw it that day at the nursery. It's called Merrifield's Nursery, and I love going there. They always have such a great the plants, they plant them really nice, the beds, that's what I meant. And let's go ahead and pop some of these. being humid these past days, right?
Yeah.
Like really, really hot.
I'm gonna have to drink a couple bottles
I
of
don't
water.
know. Maybe I'm just overdoing it here.
I think you are.
Okay, we're all done. So, yeah, I don't know how long this video is going to be. But
It shouldn't be too long. I think we spent a lot of time out here, but I don't think the video should be too long.
we had a lot of fun, though. And the thing is that I'm a very indecisive person. So I'm always going ahead and changing things around last minute. And at first I wanted 1 or 2 colors. And then the container turned out to be like all colors.
Very indecisive, yes.
That's why I always buy extra plants. That's why I always have them left over. But anyways, we hope you enjoyed this. We went ahead and, like I said, we're still planting cool weather annuals. And the reason being is because we are still having those cold nights. We're trying to play it safe here, I'm so happy that we finally moved out those junipers because it's still cool. I wanted them out of the containers. We did not plan to take them with us.
Yeah.
So I think that looked pretty awesome for them growing. And I did leave them up a little bit high. I think I didn't explain that. It's for drainage reasons. Even though it's on a slope, we still don't want them to end up getting root rot.
Definitely not.
What else? We missing anything? The pots up there, the rest of them, it looks like the tulips. And all these other, I forgot what else we planted. Ambrose helped me do those.
Some tulips, some grape hyacinths, I want to say some miniature daffs, or did I not put those in there?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mixed them all up.
Surprise for us when they start to bloom, which is really nice. And we did them a little more later in the season. Just the reason being because we wanted to go. We know that we can get really cold weather, freezing temperatures all through. Actually, April is a little scary for us here.
Our last freeze date should be actually here in a couple days on Saturday. Hopefully we don't get any more freezing temperatures. We're going to go to the garden center probably this weekend and take a look to see if they put out some annuals.
Yes.
But we're trying to do everything that we can for you guys until we move here. I know we don't have a lot of big plans for gardening, but we're trying to do as much as we can to provide you guys with some pretty good content. But
there's going to be a lot of moving things around, taking them out and transplanting and all that. But we still want to have the few months that we're going to be here. We still want to have color. We still want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
The kids still want to do something up there. So I think we should.
We plan on putting something in the front bed there, but these containers here. I love the way they came out. Angie came up with the idea, not completely all on her own, because we did talk about how we go and we get some inspiration. And this just shows you that just because someone plants a whole bed full of flowers and you got 20, 30 plants of this kind and this kind, you can downsize it into a container. And that's exactly what we did. We went into the garden center. We saw they had this bed full of plants, and we contained it into a container.
And then, a little bit of you comes out, and then you start doing your own thing. I always love to do that if I'm not, if I'm too late on planning things. You'll be seeing a lot of that this year with us. Okay, so I think we're going to leave it here. You have any questions, you go ahead and leave them down below. We're going to go ahead and water these containers. And I think they're fine with the soil filled out.
Definitely.
And we're going to go ahead and clean up. We're still, early in the season here, so we still got a lot of maintenance things to do.
Yep.
And we'll come back and do a little tour and talk about every little thing up here.
Yep, so that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get something out of every video that we put out there. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.